The following podcast contains coarse language and adult themes. This week on the show, we've got supernatural serial killers, Michael J. Fox as a medium, even though he's clearly a small, and Jake Busey trying desperately to keep those mahjong-sized teeth from jumping directly out of his mouth in what is this humble podcaster's favourite Peter Jackson joint. It's The Frighteners from 1996. I'm Reegs.
And I'm the sarcophagi.
Yeah. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Film Addicts What are we? What are we doing? We podcast, aren't we? Fuck, good start, Reegs. Welcome back. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. We're here to talk about The Frighteners, as I mentioned, in what might be my most succinct roundup ever, or succinct. I'm fucking having trouble today. But we're going to get into it. I'm here with the supernatural medium themselves, Addie. What's going on? You looking for any ghosts? You hunting any ghosts? You making friends with any ghosts?
I wish that were true, man. But I love ghosts.
Tell me why.
Well, it's something from Hill House, where Stephen says a ghost is always a wish. I feel like that completely changes how you look into like the genre of horror and just ghosts themselves. You know, because they're not here to disturb you. They're here because you miss them and they miss you back.
Yeah, Hill House is a good example of that because it ends up being them, which is the weirdest shit ever. Anyway, Hill House is awesome. Go and check out our Mike Flanagan episode on Hill House. But what's been going on? Tell me about things. Where are you? You're still in the land of spice and honey? I don't know.
Yep, still here.
Yeah. How's it going? Is there a guy out the back looking for books again? Hey, the honey, come and get your books. Come and get them. I just fucking channeled my dad. That's exactly what my dad sounds like when he's being silly. He's not there today?
No, he's not. He's not here today. It's been a bit lonely, actually. I've never been here when like.
Aww, everybody in the podcasting community, let's collectively. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Aww, we're here for you, buddy.
Thanks, man. This is my grandparents' house, and I've never seen it this empty ever. So yeah, it's a shock, but I'm okay. I'm fine with it.
And what are you doing there to occupy your time apart from beating your meat? Sorry.
just legal work, for which I'm here for.
Yeah, I mean it's probably best to not beat your meat while you do that because it's
Yeah.
That then makes it illegal work. What are you doing for fun?
Watching The
Frighteners?
Yeah, watching Frighteners and watching The Sopranos.
Nice. Where are you up to in The Sopranos?
End of season 2. I think I have 2 episodes left. I fucking hate pussy, though.
None of them are great people. Yeah, so not everyone's great in The Sopranos. Well, should we get into what are we watching so that you can talk about it properly?
Yeah, we could, but I want to know how you're doing.
I'm good. Sorry, I was just thinking back into what happened the last couple of days. Some stuff. I was working on a project, like a documentary thing for a feature film, like the making of this film. And I sent the director and the cast like some B-roll to music and stuff. I'm like, this is what I'm getting. And I made them cry. And they were like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. So I'm really happy. I've had a really good and the director called me and he's like, dude, we're going to be working together forever. This is amazing. It's awesome. So it was just a positive response to something I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was just on set getting what felt right. And it turns out that's the way you should go when it's creative. Just if it feels right. The path of least resistance is always not as attractive to people because it doesn't require, they don't get to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like people like to do the hard way because they're like, oh, it's so hard. Fuck my life, and fuck my whole, and fuck everything, and whatever. And I think that people, they feed off of sympathy. Sympathy's delicious. And nim, nim, nim. I just love it. Oh, I love it. You just get some sympathy. Oh, something bad happens to you. People are like, oh, are you okay? We're here for you. You know, like people love that shit. And they do it within their professional lives because, you know, that's how they feed that in. I'm not saying everybody, but, you know, that's how they feed that with their work sphere. But yeah, the path of least resistance always offers better results because you remove that stress part of it. You know, you just do the thing that feels right, and you still do the job properly, and you take it seriously, but you bring the fun in. You know, you turn it into a game, you turn it into play. You know, and you know the more love you give, and the more liberty you give, and the more you allow things in yourself and in your environment to take place, the more order you have. So yeah, that's been a really good lesson as well. Yeah, it's been a good week. No, I don't know why, but just you always do that. I go, how are you? Let's get into our segments. And then you're like, how the fuck are you, motherfucker? It's like, let's talk about you. I don't talk about myself and less prompted.
I just want to add, the Maelstrom music video, fucking incredible.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It came up amazingly. And there was no notes. The artist was like, hey, can you add this one shot that we got that I want to add in? And it was of that woman like hissing into the wind, like she was screaming into the wind. And she's like, can you just add that shot? And then that's it. And that was it. So yeah. And again, that was another case of just, we were there and I was like, let's just get stuff and figure it out. And we had kind of an idea of what we were doing, but then the story became about the guy who came into the thing, and then I started following him, and the edit made sense immediately, and I cut it all in like a day, which is quite rare as well. So yeah, a lot of sort of just synchronicity going on within the workspace at the moment, which is really nice. And the pod space too. The pods are doing really well.
It's amazing, man.
I've had fun. Yeah, like this, you know, we're good. We're on schedule, and I did an episode of with the Sequel Suck guys the other night doing Anacondas. Hunt for the Blood Orchid, even though Gus kept calling it Orchard, which was pretty funny. Yeah, Tommy and I are getting back to it. So yeah, all my creative sort of pursuits are in full bloom, like my bumhole. What
are
we
watching?
We forgot to do that last week. We just skipped right the fuck over it. You go.
The Sopranos. Sopranos is cool. They're not cool people, but it's cool. I love seeing Tony like struggle with wanting to be like a normal guy, and then as soon as he tries to, he's like, nope, this is not for me. Obviously, this is not for me. And then he talks himself out of it. And also, I love that they like make you sympathize with the guy. And I love that like they humanize him so much to a point where you're like, he's just a good guy. And then it takes you a minute to kind of realize, no, he's not. He's very selfish. He's been cheating on his wife for years.
Yeah, it's the kind of pull of that stuff is that, you know, that whether it's Goodfellas or here we've got a series called Underbelly, which I can't stand, but that's all about sort of glorifying gangsters and whatever. Sopranos does it really well because Tony actually kind of wants to be legit. He wants to be a good guy, but it's not for him, you know. That show is actually really critical in the development of TV as well. Before that, procedural stuff, you know, cop shows and, you know, drama shows, you know, 24 episodes a season, you know, without a huge amount of connectivity between episodes. It was just kind of like, you know, plot by plot by plot. The Sopranos really changed the way that TV was produced. You know, without The Sopranos, we don't have, you know, Breaking Bad or Mad Men or, you know, any of these huge, really targeted adult TV stuff. And it made us smarter too. Like the fact that you can follow a plot through seasons and you can like characters have arcs over years and you're following all the threads and all the tendrils. There's always these different like B plots and C plots and D plots and E plots going on with all the characters as you get further and further into it. And yet people don't lose it. They're 50-minute episodes, you know. It's HBO really pioneered doing that. And it's strange that we'll be talking about an HBO thing during the news segment. It seems like they're only interested in IP now and do a lot of. Apple seems to be doing what HBO used to be doing.
Yeah, definitely. They're
original stuff.
They're doing weekly. They're not doing binge model. They're doing like really original and weird stories like Severance, but also The Studio. And they've had like shows that have gone on for like more than 2 seasons. And like Ted Lasso is returning from like popular, opinion. Because people were like, no, we want more. The fuck you mean you're ending?
Yeah. What do you mean 3 seasons? Suck a dick off, mate. Off? Yeah. But yeah, they've got a good model as well. Like apart from the hold up with the pandemic and the writer's strike, most of the seasons are quick. Like Slow Horses comes out every fucking year. A new season of that show comes out. And they're trying new things and, Invasion's up to season 5 as well. And yeah, they've got some interesting shit. They're just not very good at promoting themselves, I don't think. But I mean, I guess people must be watching. They do miniseries is really good as well, like Disclaimer and shit. Yeah.
I've been watching Sopranos and I've been like catching up with
the Kardashians.
No,
it's keeping up with the Kardashians. Sorry.
Yeah, it's catching up with Kanye, who's keeping up with the Kardashians. That's the sequel.
Is that right? Man, I can't think of anybody I'd like to meet less than Kanye West.
I've been catching up with catching up on Only Murders in the Building. I don't know what it is this season, man. Maybe it's like because it's the last one and like 7 episodes in, you kind of don't know where it's going. Like previous seasons, you kind of know what's happening. This is like it's like because it is like 30-minute episodes or like 40-minute episodes. So for like 30 minutes, it's like a different plot, and then it changes in the last 10, and then they try to change it in the last 2 as well. Yeah, I don't know where the season is going. This hasn't been like. This isn't the best example of the show. Yeah.
I think season 2 was pretty much peak. I enjoyed season 3 as well, but it's, things have run off. That's totally fine.
It's good that it's ending, though. Like they're ending on their own terms, and that's, wow, shit. And was season 2 with Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep, or was that season 3?
That's season 3.
Yeah. Season 3 was great, man. So Paul Rudd was fucking amazing in that.
Yeah, he was awesome. It was really awesome. Cool. Well, I just turned into a fucking macaw for a second. Caw. There you go, everyone. That's a joke you can show your kids. You can show your kids just this little section of the show, and it'll be cute for them. And then I'm going to say fuck. And buttholes.
Buttholes is a PG-13 term.
Is it? Pussy lips. Come on, Riggs. It's too early for you to hear that stuff. Terrible. Okay, anyway, hockey's back. So we've been watching the hockey again. The NHL season started after the preseason games. And my beautiful Vancouver Canucks got pantsed twice. God damn it. Actually, no, the first one, it wasn't too bad. But then the second one, they got beat fucking 5-0 or something. But yeah, the second game that me and Emily sat down and watched on last Sunday was fucking excellent. They're just a great team. They need to work on their defense, but their offensive play, especially during power plays, is pretty spectacular. Yeah. Couple of interesting Barneys, people getting angry about people taking hard hits. And there's a new player, like a new guy on our team. He's an older dude. I can't remember his name, but he's a fucking merc, and I'm not convinced he's good for the team. He's just out there to hurt people. He's just out there to I mean, it's hockey. You got to hit someone, but he's body checking people really hard for no reason, and like actually hurting them. And I understand that's part of hockey because you get hurt, but to be an assassin like that is not. It's not in the Canucks oeuvre. It's not how we play. So I hope he kind of chills the fuck out. But anyway, very happy the hockey's back. Yes, as I was about to exclaim, I watched me some Starship Troopers, and that shit rules. It's fucking so good. Have you seen Starship Troopers? We're doing an episode on it. That's it. It's coming up after Halloween, everybody. We're doing an episode on Starship Troopers. I don't give a fuck. It's a Paul Verhoeven film. Paul Verhoeven directed Basic Instinct. And why don't I go to that one first? That's very telling. RoboCop. A bunch of other ones. Really great director and has made some great films. But it was based on this science fiction novel that was kind of, satirical and making fun of the military. And the movie's doing that too. But nobody's in on the joke except the writer and the director. So everybody in the actual film is taking it super seriously, like Casper Van Dien and and it's so fucking... Jake Busey's in it. Well, I say Jake Busey. Jake Busey's teeth are in the movie, and he's a co-star to his teeth. Jake Busey is the guy who plays Jimmy Bartlett in Frighteners. He's the serial killer.
I don't like his face, man. No, I'm gonna be honest. It's very Kevin Spacey.
His dad is Gary Busey, obviously famous teeth actor. But yeah, Jake is just... his skeleton is desperate to get out of his face. It's crazy. Anyway, enough. I'm no fucking oil painting either, so no shade to the dude. It's just funny jokes. But anyway, Starship Troopers, yeah, it's supposed to be this really satirical thing. And the only one who gets it is Neil Patrick Harris, who's in it. And he plays like a general. And he's great. And he can read minds and stuff. Yeah, so it's well worth your time. We'll circle back. And the other thing that me and Em had to watch the other night is Something's Gotta Give. With Jack Nicholson and the beautiful Diane Keaton, R.I.P. What a wonderful actress, what a wonderful talent. Me and Emily were talking about her. She's in a lot of Em's favourite films, and we were talking about her and how fucking stoned she was at the Oscars when she was like co-presenting. She's absolutely off her face stoned. It was great. She was a total class act, a really naturalistic actor, and Something's Got to Give is an incredible performance from her. Like it's really strong and really brave. It's this sort of, older lady, contending with, having been not a romantic at all. And then all of a sudden becoming a romantic. It's really worth your time. And Jack Nicholson is just fucking, their chemistry is undeniable in that film. It's so good. And you got some Keanu Reeves as well. He's in that. Really, really good film. So R.I.P. Diane Keaton as well.
Yep. I have unfortunately not seen any of her work as far as I can remember.
She's hell of a career, that's for sure. She was in The Godfather. She's been in some really spectacular pictures. Like even better, more of a career as an older actress. She did some great stuff, but then her work as sort of in middle aged and just over middle aged was quite good. She was only in her 70s when she passed. It's sad, but people got to go sometimes. Shall we talk about a couple of news items before we get into frightening things?
Yeah, man. Let's get into some news items. I got one as well. And it's
awesome.
It's a bit of a rant.
It's a bit of a rant. I think we should start with that then. It's the nerd news, everybody. As of Friday, the 17th of October, 2025. Go right ahead, sir.
So, Marvel Entertainment released their trailer for Wonder Man that was originally slated to come out this year, but it's coming out next year in January. Just fine. The trailer says an 8-episode series premiere, which is probably what they're doing. Is just pushing it all out. And I've seen this pattern, and I don't like it because it screams racism to me. But I have not seen anybody else talk about it. Now listen, Echo was a series that was about an indigenous woman going back to her family and her roots. They did not market it, and they pushed it all out in one go as a binge model under the Marvel Spotlight banner, which is which is only introduced for that show and has only been ever mentioned for that show. And they were trying to, I wouldn't say segregate, but categorize, like shows that don't need much homework. But it was weird that like one of the first like really heavy shows, because that show is about like generational trauma, and Kingpin is a big part of it. And you push that out in just a binge wall, and you don't market it, and it doesn't like it, because it was about a woman, and like like the lead role was a woman. There were a lot of misogynistic comments around it, which is neither here nor there. It's just noise. But then you get to Ironheart this year, which is also a show about a new character. We only saw her in Black Panther 2. Over a very powerful show, that like genuinely is not an origin story, but a continuation of what you saw. And through that, you get parts of an origin story, and it's really well constructed, regardless of like what people would have said. And you push that out, you don't market it, and it's all like one drop. No, I think they did like batches, like they did 3 and then 2 and then 2, which they haven't done for most of their shows. Then they have Eyes of Wakanda, which is almost all black cast, and they did not market that well, and they pushed it out as a binge model, even though it was not supposed to be. It was supposed to be a film, but then they cut it up into 4 episodes. Yeah. And now you have Wonder Man, who's going through the same exact things that I've listed. They're going to push it out. They're not marketing really well. They've only done like 1 trailer, and you don't see like Yahya Abdul-Mateen talking about it. You don't see like the president of Marvel TV talking about it. And it's just,
Okay.
I have a big problem because I see a pattern and I don't like it.
I didn't see that before. I wasn't cognizant of those things happening, but yeah, it's so you feel like they're treating them poorly or with less reverence because of the nature of who's in them.
Yes, that's what I'm led to believe, because it's not the other shows.
Yeah. It's certainly not. I've seen a lot of information about Vision Quest, and there's nothing happening. Like there's no. I think people keep talking about it, but yeah, that's very true. And that guy's white. He's white. He's all the way white. It's White Vision. So, yeah. Anyway, you're probably going to get accused of being woke after that, but fuck it. Nah, our fans aren't going to do that. Our fans are cool. Well, yeah, that's whack. I saw the trailer for Wonder Man. I'm like, where's the Wonder Maning? Where's the Wonder Man?
Exactly.
It's all about actors and stuff, which is totally cool. It looks like it could be interesting, but yeah, Marvel's got to really dig deep for me to be interested these days. Having said that, I did rewatch Werewolf by Night.
Oh, yeah.
For Halloween 31 and 31, but I did the color version. Fuck, that's a good little flick. It's just a good little flick, you know? You don't like it?
No, I like it. I like the black and white version better.
Yeah, no, me too, but I just hadn't seen the color one, so I thought, I'll give it a whirl. Yeah, and I love Ted. He's so great. And Gal Garcia Bernal as the werewolf is excellent. Pitch perfect. Anyway, well, yeah, there we go.
I'm watching that Werewolf by Night plus Wolfman that you recommended.
Excellent. Which the one that Lee Winnell made.
Yeah, with Julia Gardner.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking love it. It's right up your alley. Like, no, it is. It's just got. When I watched it, I'm like, this is an Addy movie. I really felt it. Yes, you will love it indeed. A couple of other little quick news stories here. Jim Carrey's, the Jim Carrey's, is in talks to star in the Jetsons movie. Absolutely, that's absolutely the shit. Him playing George Jetson would be fan-fucking-tastic. and make it happen. Make it happen right now, everybody. What do you reckon?
I don't know what the Jetsons are or anything, but if Jim Carrey's...
It's basically like the Flintstones, but in the future. They even crossed over once.
So like the Fantastic Four then?
Yes, it is like that, but they don't solve crimes or anything. They just like have a normal life.
Well, Fantastic Four don't solve crime, and Reed's a fucking menace. He's the problem.
Yeah. Is that out on Disney Plus yet? I might watch it at some stage.
I believe it is.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I might check it out. Anyway, Jim Carrey's whatever he's up to, I'm always interested. Did you see the trailer for It, Welcome to Dairy?
Yeah.
Which isn't a lactose intolerance's nightmare. It's spelled D-E-R-R-Y. Welcome to Dairy. Not cheese. I hate cheese. Or whatever.
That's an incredible joke, right?
Thanks. Yeah, I didn't even have that one in my bag. I was just prepping it. So the trailer came out. Looks pretty good. I didn't realize that both the director, Andy Muschietti, is involved again, Andy Muschietti, because he was like, oh no, The Flash, I better run back to what worked for me. And Skarsgård, the younger Skarsgård is back as Pennywise, which is really interesting. And it's sort of like the origin of Pennywise. It's set in the 1960s. The first season is set in the 1960s. They're saying that there's going to be 3 seasons across 3 different eras, 1962, 1935, and 1908.
That's awesome.
Will be the 3rd season. Yeah, which is pretty cool. The same way they did with that Fear show that was on Netflix. Can't remember. It was like horror anthology sort of situation. Fear Street. I think it was called Fear Street, and it had the year. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about that.
I'm really excited about that because the writing team behind Dark worked on this directly after.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they come up with.
Me too. I don't have HBO Max, but I'll figure it out somehow. And finally, Lawrence Fishburne from the Morpheus. It's not what it's called, Riggs. He's from the Matrix. Says he wants to play Professor X in Marvel's X-Men reboot. I know that the internet would explode and all of these racists would come out and be like, oh, you fucking Morpheus is playing the fucking, oh, shit. That's an Australian racist. There'd be a lot of that, but I don't fucking care. It's perfect. He's the right age. He's got the right gravitas. He's bald as the day is long. Why not?
Yeah. And also, if the racists come out, that's the point. That's always been the point with the X-Men.
That's always been the point of it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be leaning right into the whole thing. But I also think it'd be interesting to have, like, Professor X is a mutant, but he doesn't present as one. Like, he doesn't, so to have him understand prejudice, like, imagine being a black person who can read minds. That's very different than if you're a white person who reads minds. I guarantee there's a lot of people thinking a lot of things about you that you
do not want to hear.
Probably don't want to hear when you're Lawrence Fishburne as opposed to Patrick Stewart. So there's that, But there's also, so when people find out that he is a mutant, so he's got, not only is he black, but he's also a mutant. It's just a different way to tell the story. You know what I mean? I would find it very interesting, and I think he'd be great for it. So yeah, bring on Lawrence Fishburne. If you have a better idea of who should be, a non-racist idea of who should play Professor X in the X-Men, Marvel version of X-Men, whenever they do it, let us know in the comments.
I mean, we should do that as a bonus episode. Just cast our X-Men.
Yeah, I'm ready to do that. Absolutely. We'll do that when I've finished yawning. Come on, Riggs, it's a professional show here. Stop having a stretch. Okay. Speaking of having a stretch, there is no link for this. We're talking about Frighteners. That's the stretch, you see. We're talking about Frighteners from 1996, directed by the fantastic Peter Jackson and co-written by him and his partner Fran Walsh, centers around Michael J. Fox's character, Frank Bannister, who's a medium, a psychic, but he's also a bit of a charlatan. He has a bunch of ghost friends who he sends out, one of whom is John Austin, who is Sean Austin's stepfather, who plays the judge, and Chi McBride, who plays Cyrus. And he sort of sends these ghosts into places. They cause a ruckus. He gets called after throwing his business card around the place, and he comes in and does psychic cleansings, poltergeist style, but really he's just getting rid of his mates. But what happens is a particular ghoul, a particular ghost that ends up being the ghost of the serial killer Johnny Charles Bartlett, starts killing people in a fashion that is familiar to Frank, because it's how his wife passed away, with a number being scratched into her forehead, and thus enters the fray and actually starts going after some real ghosts. This is your first time watching it? Tell me.
I really enjoyed it. I feel like the reason you like it is because this is literally just Constantine, but if it was an SNL sketch.
That's 100% what it is. That's so good. It would be called The Frighteners too, probably. Yes, it is. It's got Constantine-y vibes, but it doesn't take itself as seriously. It's actually, it is billed as a comedy, even though in perfect Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh fashion, it's horrific in places as well. The scene where, you find out basically that Charles Bartlett and his girlfriend, Patricia, who is still alive, are still kind of together. And he's continuing a murder spree that he started when he was an orderly at a psychiatric ward. And he was trying to beat the score of Starkweather, who was another serial killer. He got me a score of 12, whatever. And then he's Patricia, who you think is an innocent, and he's being haunted by the ghost of Johnny as this fantastic. It looks like a Nargul, like that. That's what it looks like. It looks like one of the ring wraiths. It's fantastic, coming through the walls and stuff. You think that she's tormented, but she's not. She summoned him. She's Ouija boarded him and fucking brought him into existence so they could continue killing together, which is what they did at this hospital. Yeah, that scene anyway, where he stalks the halls. Fuck my hole. Like, active shooter stuff is terrifying. Like, it really does shake me. And it's funny because this was pre-Columbine. Like, you wouldn't have got this. If this had come out in 99, no one would have gone to see it. Like, the idea of someone. It happens every day in the United States. You just don't always hear about it. But there is an active shooter situation all the time. And they're haunting. They're absolutely haunting when they show them in media.
I think watching this made me really sad because Peter Jackson hasn't done this in like almost 2 decades now.
He's too busy hobbiting and making hobbitses.
Yeah, but after like the Lord of the Rings movies, he did I think it was Lonely Bones or Lovely Bones with
Lovely Bones,
Saoirse Ronan and Stanley Tucci.
Was that I thought that was before the Lord of the Rings.
It was after because it was 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck my hole. So when was King Kong?
Oh, King Kong was
2005.
2005.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, so
King
it wasn't
really
directly after then, because King Kong was directly after.
I think he used his cachet of making Lord of the Rings to be like, I'm doing King Kong, and they're like, "What? Do whatever you want, mate. You want to come to our houses and fuck our wives? You can do it, absolutely."
Yeah.
Made New Line Cinema all the money.
Like Andy Serkis talks about it. There's a book called I'm blanking on the name. It's like the behind the scenes and like everything that went on with the Lord of the Rings and parts of the Hobbit, but they don't go into like the actual nitty gritty of the Hobbit books, obviously. But it's a book that's forwarded by Andy Serkis, and in it he talks about how at the premiere of Return of the King, Peter Jackson had already sent him the script for King Kong, and yeah, it's one of my favorite things that because Andy Serkis was like, I love this art form, but I don't know if I could ever do this again because like that was the pioneering technology of motion capture, And then, like, immediately afterwards, he does King Kong.
Yeah, but hey, look, he leaned in, and he was great. Like, the performance in King Kong is an actual performance. It's an actual. He's acting in that. He just happened to be doing it, you know, in mocap and not on set, I would wager. You know, and he certainly wasn't giant.
And then he would go on and do one of the greatest trilogy of our generation, which is the Planet of the Apes films.
Yeah, and he's amazing as Caesar. He's absolutely incredible. I mean, all the cast in that, like Toby Kebbell and stuff, in actual, you know, suits on set with the fucking monkey rigs and stuff. Really cool. There were no monkey rigs in the Frighteners, though, everybody.
Oh, we have to talk about Frighteners.
Yeah, we do. We should talk about it. Yeah, I don't know when I saw this or how it came into my sphere. It would have been before Lord of the Rings came out, so it would have been in the 90s. I just always liked me some Michael J. Fox. But it's so weird. It feels like it should be an episode of Tales from the Crypt, which is funny because that's kind of what it was pitched as. And the producer was like, "No, this is an actual film. This isn't a 50-minute TV, you know, thing. This isn't a full movie." But it's really peculiar. Like, Michael J. Fox shouldn't work in this role. You know what I mean? He's too sweet and gentle, and you know, he doesn't have an edge to him, really. He's tried that before, and it's, you know, even in the documentary about him, he talks about it. He's like, I tried to do these things and it didn't work because I was always going to be Marty McFly. So much so that when he was shouting at the judge in this movie, in the B-roll, you can see, like, the outtakes, he keeps calling him Doc. But he shouldn't work. But for some reason he does. Like, there's that great scene where he's been into Lucy's house. Lucy is the doctor whose husband is you know, the fitness guy, and he gets killed.
All the assholes, man. I hate that motherfucker. Yes,
that's okay. He dies. That's the whole thing. But when Frank goes over there, because Frank basically he destroys their fence, you know, driving poorly as he does, and in order to kind of pay for it, he intentionally haunts their house and then goes over and says, "Oh, I'll clear the ghosts if you know, forget about the fence or whatever." And in doing that, he sent his mates over to rattle the bones and move the tables and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, bang the toilet seat. But one thing that happens is he sees a number etched into, because he can see ghosts and other people can't, obviously. He sees a number etched into the guy's head, into Ray's head. And then he says to his ghost friends, he goes, which one of you did that? Because it wasn't funny. You later come to find out that that's what happened to his wife. She had a number carved into her forehead after they had a pretty horrific car accident, and she was killed. Those moments, like, you feel the tortured widow in him. You know, you get a love story with Lucy, absolutely, but you feel the loss. Like, he can't finish building that house because he's like,
there's no point to it.
Yeah, okay, so he can't afford it, but he's also like, that the construction of that house is him building a house for his wife who's no longer there. You know, he's cutting parts of it off to light the fire because he's got no heat in the place and there's no windows and shit. Yeah, it's a really sad performance in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I was really surprised because I had no idea. All I knew was Peter Jackson directed this. But his name doesn't show up like 10 minutes into the movie. Here's the last name that shows up. Peter Jackson.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
it's Sir now. Sir Peter Jackson. Yeah, and Fran Walsh has been knighted as well.
Dame.
And she's a something.
Dame Fran.
Maybe, yeah. Or Madam. I don't know, yeah.
No.
Princess.
I had no idea.
Her Majesty. But it's such a cool little picture. I mean, really, I know it didn't do fantastically well. It's kind of well liked now. But at the time, I don't think people understood it. But his directing chops are on display. There's so much in this that, you know, the techniques that he would then end up going on to use, like the cinematic signatures that he would go and end up using in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, it's it's pretty spectacular. That he was the next thing he did was Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
that he would pitch as 2 movies and that they would then blow out to 3, and to give that kind of confidence to a filmmaker who'd only made what was it, Heavenly Creatures and this, really. I mean, Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles and everything, but there was just this and Heavenly Creatures. So, that's pretty ballsy.
Even the opening shot of the old house and starting with the lightning and going into the chimney, into the staircase, and then into the wall and out into the drawing room. It's so much like the Mines of Moria sequence. You can
absolutely
definitely see it there.
Yeah, he's the touches are all there. It's an interesting way to start as well, to give these sort of privileged POVs. It sets up the visual language of what the film's going to be, because there's a lot of places the camera couldn't go in this thing. There's a lot of things that happen that are visually particular, like the ghost coming out of the Johnny Bartlett's ghost coming out of the mirror and choking the guy in the bathroom and then going back in the mirror, and the mirror sort of rippling like water. That would happen, 3 years later in The Matrix. There was a lot of people who saw this movie and thought, there's some shit going on here that's extra. Just in terms of the story, you're right. The Constantine thing is why I love a supernatural detective kind of story, especially if they are prescient in some way, or if they're a medium or they can communicate with the dead. I really like that. And Michael J. Fox, he kind of wears the weight of it as well. He lives with these ghosts. I watched the director's cut where there's a scene where he just wants some fucking peace and quiet, and they won't leave him alone. These even though they're his friends. And I must say the way that they do it as well with the judge and Charlie McBride's character and the other guy, the sort of nerdy guy in the Letterman jacket, having them live in the scene, even though they're an effect, and especially the judge, he's got John Aston's head and all that stuff, but his belly's just a skeleton. His belly is ribs and a backbone, and how that works, how you would film that and then crop in to have the effect, just that part of the body is there's some stuff going on technically that's really, really savvy, and again, it's why these guys look exactly like the Ghost Army from Return of the King.
Holy shit! Yeah,
the way that it's achieved,
especially the judge.
I mean, obviously, it looks a lot better in that because it was, they had to make it look serious and stuff. But yeah, the technique's the same.
Yeah, holy shit, man! I did not even make that connection.
Cracked you open like an egg.
Beat me like one too. Fuck me. As if it was in my head, I had to say it.
I'll beat me like an egg. That's awesome. It's kind of it's very submissive, but also aggressive as well, which I appreciate.
I got one complaint though, man.
About the film?
Yeah.
Or the eggs?
No, the eggs are fine for now. The film, actually, there is no chemistry between Frank and Lucy for me, dude. Non-existent. Yeah,
I don't disagree. The only time I really feel it is when Frank. It's so Michael J. Fox. I mean, he's like, I need to have an out of body experience. He has to die in order to be able to go after the Wraith, which he doesn't actually know is Johnny Bartlett yet. That story gets told a little bit later of how he survived and. He survives as a ghost after being electrocuted and ends up continuing his murder spree as a demon. But yeah, she puts him in the fridge. And then while that's happening, the fantastic Jeffrey Combs as Milton Danvers, who's the FBI agent who spent his entire life undercover in sex cults and shit, who's a complete. He's just doing Jim Carrey, or maybe Jim Carrey is doing Jeffrey Combs. I don't know, but there's a lot of Jim Carrey in there.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Also, that character is a horrible mustache away from Hitler, and I could not get it out of my head.
Yeah, well, I'll come back to that, but that scene where she's sort of gets kidnapped by him and has to get back to the freezer in order to bring Michael J. Fox back to life. That I feel the chemistry there, like the fear of that not happening, of him dying and not get back to it. But yeah, the regular chemistry probably not. Milton Danber's character is said, like Jeffrey Combs said, he wanted the Hitler hair, and then you see like he's got the swastika on his hand. Like, it's not a mistake. It's not an accident. Like, he's been all these different cults, like, and he shows the body, my body is a roadmap of pain. And he talks about all the different things. Like, his nipples have been cut off, and he's got the pentagram, and he's got all the burns and, the text and all that stuff. And he's just spent all these times in cults. He's so mixed up, and he's clearly a misogynist, but doesn't have the power to be one. Like, when she yells at him and he runs away to throw up, he's like, I'm sorry, I have a problem with women yelling at me. It's just it's so weird, and he's almost unnecessary in a lot of ways. You could remove him and the plot still works. You just have something else happen for that particular moment for Lucy to get back to the fridge, or you don't do that at all. But it adds this really interesting Tales from the Crypt edge to it. They've always got these really weird ancillary characters that character actors come in and play that are really peculiar. So I dig it. I don't know. But yeah, he one Hitler mustache away from this being a very different movie.
That's 100% true. And it's like,
he ruined it. Fuck that guy, man. The Hitler mustache wasn't bad at all. It was a Charlie Chaplin. It should have been good, and he's ruined it for everybody now. You can't bring it back either.
Wasn't Hitler first and then Charlie Chaplin?
No. Charlie Chaplin had that mustache first. Hitler was a big fan of Charlie Chaplin. He saw The Great Dictator, even though it was kind of making fun of him. And he modelled his look after him. That's the rumour anyway. I don't know how true it is.
That makes sense. And it was relevant in the most horrible way possible.
The idea of Hitler sitting down... How did we get here? The idea of Hitler sitting down to watch a Charlie Chaplin film, which at their heart is about... love for other people and love for humanity and your fellow man and all that kind of stuff, His speech in The Great Dictator is one of the greatest speeches in cinema history. And it's the antithesis of everything that Hitler stood for. Just because nobody liked his paintings. What a prick. I feel like calling Hitler a prick is soft.
Yes. We should call him.
But I said the C word so many times in the last episode, I had to bleep it out for those of you who've listened to the Ritual episode. It's interesting the way that it does skirt the line between like comedy and actual horror, because you have, when you do get to the end and you end up at the asylum where the original murders took place, and Frank keeps kind of flashing back and seeing it happen, and seeing Patricia and Johnny, going around just shooting people with a fucking double barrel shotgun. That's the frightening part to me, and not a lot of horror comedies work. Some do. There's some which are really good, but like proper horror comedies where there is an element of genuine horror going on, like Club Dread, which I watched recently. That's just comedy. Like there's kills and all that stuff, but there's no actual threat element. There's some real threat going on here, and it's kind of unmistakable as well.
Yeah, and like all good horror, it has so many like themes and like layers to it. Like the fact that like Peter Jackson opens the movie with Patricia and not Frank, and then you meet Frank at the funeral, and you see like the entire like poltergeist situation happen with Lucy, and then you see the ghosts come out of the car. It's like such a masterful story. I did feel like it was a little draggy at the end. Like it could be like 15 minutes shorter. But
do you know which version you watched?
Was the two?
Because there's a director's cut.
2 hours version.
Yeah, that might have been the director's cut.
Oh fuck! Okay.
Hour and 50 minutes is the normal running time. So if it was 2 hours, that was probably the director's cut.
That makes sense.
Which is, you're right. There's definitely some. There's by no means perfect structure. There's definitely some stuff that could be removed. And the love story, you're right. It doesn't need to be a love story at all. You know, they could just be. There's no love story between Keanu and Rachel Weisz in
you took it out of my fucking mouth, man.
Constantine. Yeah, but there's not. Like, there's the little cheeky sort of thing at, you know, the end, or where he's like, I'm thinking, you know, but it's Frank. And we need Frank to get past, like, the destruction of his house at the end, you know, they're sitting there having a picnic and all that. Like, that's all important, but that can happen with a friend. You know,
100%.
You just don't have it be a romantic picnic. You're just standing there watching it happen. And she's like, you know, I'll see you at book club, or whatever the fuck people do when they get over being haunted by ghosts. I do love the fact that at the end, Lucy is now a medium as well. Like, she's you go through a traumatic incident and you start seeing things that the other people can't see. I really like that.
Yeah. Also, like, canonically, is Frank's wife the 13th person that Johnny killed? Because she had unlucky 13 on her head, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Shit. So that was like the first one that he did. Then he's...
as a ghost. But
Yeah.
you see, like, he killed her. He didn't kill her. Patricia did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see her, because when he flashes back and he has the proper memory of it, he sees Patricia leaning over and carving with the Stanley knife. That's another thing as well. In the flashback where you see Johnny and the young Patricia, fucking bang on casting for the young Patricia. She looks like a young Dee Wallace. Dee Wallace is the actress who played Patricia, but like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how did they do that? That's crazy, you know? Yeah, I thought it was one of those situations where they de-age her. I'm like, no, that's impossible, because they didn't do it.
Didn't exist back then.
Not even in the least. Yeah, so you do see that. That's like the you know, and then it becomes a revenge picture as well in a lot of ways, because he's like, well, these people killed my wife. Yeah, I don't know what. There's such a. Oh, it's like slipping into a warm bath, this film, for me. You know, there's those touchstones that kind of stick out. And it's always the weird ones. People say, you know, I like this obscure movie, or I like this movie more than this one. Like someone who says they like Jaws 2 more than Jaws 1. You know, I'm not saying that's ever happened to me. I'm just saying that's pretty fucking weird. But, you know, you have these things. For me, you know, anytime anyone brings it up, they're like, oh, fucking the frightness. It's like crap. Like, nah, man, it's fucking awesome. You need to give it another try. You know, it's like really, there's something nice about it. Like, I've owned it on every single thing. I had a VHS. I had the Divi. I've got the Blu-ray. I don't think it's out on 4K. Let's have a look. We've got the internet. No, sadly not. It's hang on a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, for $315. Okay, wait. This is Riggs reads the internet. Holy shit. That's crazy. There's a version of this that's $315 that has 6 discs. What's on them all?
What?
What could possibly be on them all?
Is it like
hang on, let's have a
just
look.
behind the scenes stuff? That can't be 6 discs.
I guess.
6 discs.
Over 6. Oh, it's in a different language. 6 hours of bonus material. Over 6. 6 discs ultimate edition. So it must be fucking hell. And you get the newspaper, you get the normal cut and the director's cut, and you get the poster. And you get a Frank Bannister's business card. Wow. $315. Do I have $315 to buy this? No, I don't. That'd be ridiculous, Regan. Get away from it. That's crazy. There you go, everybody.
Insane.
Yeah. It's out from a company called Turbine Media. Turbine. You fucking idiot. Turbine Media.
That's
ridiculous.
Those are 2 completely different things.
I know. What a fucking wanker. Okay. Pique me interest. Like a feature-length documentary. Director's cut. It's 12 minutes longer, by the way, the director's cut. So I think you did watch the director's cut. 2 separately numbered individual limited edition box sets. The newly commissioned artwork. 196-page production booklet, which is really cool. It's all in German, though, by the by. Okay. It features 6 discs, 2 4K UHD and 4 Blu-ray. Theatrical cut and director's cut both get their own 4Ks. And then you've got the separate Blu-rays as well. So that's 4 of the discs. Director's cut comes with director's 4K. Sorry, I just want to find out what these fucking features are. The 5th disc contains supplementary material, making of No Way to Make a Living, behind the scenes featurette. Oh, if you've never seen the making of The Frighteners and are a connoisseur of film production, you owe it to yourself to get this one. Yeah, and then there's, No Way to Make a Living, a look back at The Frighteners, a 90-minute discussion with various crew and cast members. So yeah, there's a bit going on there, everybody. Maybe you should check it out. I just read the internet for like a full 2 minutes. I hope everybody enjoyed it. But no, if people watch this movie and they're like, fuck, can you get it on 4K? Apparently you can. It costs the same as a small house, but still. Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Like, I really, if you haven't seen it, well, I don't know why you're listening to this episode, but I really encourage you to check it out and give it a chance, because it is weird. Structurally, it's a bit unusual as well. Like its act structure's strange, but it's a unequivocally a Peter Jackson movie too.
Yeah, man. There's such a charm to it as well.
Charm's a really great way to put it, actually. Yeah, he has a light touch and a playfulness with material, even in Lord of the Rings. And King Kong as well. You know, King Kong's horrific in places, but there's some great comedy in there as well. Everybody keeps dying, and Jack Black's character keeps going, I'm going to dedicate the film to them. Like, that's funny, but it's macabre as well. So I think that's what this is. It's funny and macabre at the same time. It's a really great film, and you can own it yourself right now if you want to. 6 discs of it.
Yeah. Also, the thing that I kept coming back to while watching it is that it's such a great balance between comedy and like gothic horror, because there's so much darkness. Like, most of the third act takes place, and like because I watched the director's cut. Then the director's cut, like the third act is like 30 minutes long, and it's all during the dark. And it's just, you don't get those like mixes often or at all, because gothic horror has like died down. Like, the last like actual gothic horror thing that I can think of is The Witch. That's for you, one. But yeah, it's well, like the scene in the when he goes to the cemetery also is funny, but it's got that like really like really dark sort of cemetery vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not afraid to be a horror movie at all. Like, it's not soft selling it. Like, it's a M film. It'd probably be R in a lot of places, actually, but it's not a kids movie. Like, this isn't the Goonies. I mean, the Goonies has got some darkness to it, and there's some, you know, the stuff about life and death, but it's a kids movie. This is not a kids movie, despite the Michael J. Fox of it all. I also like the idea that maybe this is just what happened to Marty, like all of the time travel. It just fucked his brain up, and now he's a medium somewhere. That's
a very sad way to look at it.
Yeah. But I mean, he's so good. Like, the scene where he's describing to Ray what it means to be dead. He's like, look, in about a year's time, you're gonna get an opportunity to cross over to the other side, but in the meantime, you're just here, and you got to figure it out, and you're going to leak ectoplasm, and you can't interact with the real world properly, and that's what's up. That's totally a Marty McFly speech, you know.
That's great. Also, this is like the only other like Michael J. Fox thing that I've seen, so thank you for that, because I've only seen like the first two Back to the Future films. I haven't seen the third one.
How can you hang on a minute? How the
We've
fuck
had this conversation.
can you watch
before.
the first two and have the second one end the way that it does and not immediately be like, what happens? I got to go. Doc said, hang on, this is fucked up. Doc sends him a letter from the past into the future. Are you Marty McFly? And he hands him that thing. He's like, we had a bet going that, you'd be here, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Doc's in the Old West. He's alive, but he's in the Old West. And then there's only one man that can help me. And he runs and finds the Doc who's just sent him back in time in the first movie. And he's like, you sent me back. You sent me back to the future. And then the Doc passes out and it says, da, 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 and it says to be continued. And you didn't watch the third one. Holy shit, man. That's a level of dedication to not committing to something that I've never seen. I've killed Addy, I'm sorry. I was just like, what the fuck? That's so weird.
That was insane. I love that.
It'd be like watching it'd be like watching Empire Strikes Back and Luke gets his hand cut off and finds out Vader's his dad. Oh, yeah, that's good. I don't need to know how that all ends.
I did that too.
Shit. Oh, God. All right. We did. That's... I hope you enjoyed the Film Addicts podcast this time, everybody, because it's our last episode. Next week, I'll be doing a solo episode on Back to the Future 3, apparently.
And then I'll be back after that doing an episode on how Jaws 2 is the best film ever made.
Hey, Jaws 2 actually kind of slaps. It's a pretty good picture. I know it was a nightmare for everybody to make, everybody involved, but it's pretty good. It's just a slasher movie where the slasher is the Jaws instead of it being, like a masked killer or something. That's great. All these kids set up a pontoon because they're stuck in the middle of the ocean and this thing keeps eating them individually. It's great. Roy Scheider. Check it out, everybody. Jaws 2 rules. Shall we go through I'm going to just go past all that and everybody on the internet can give you shit about it, but you should watch Back to the Future 3. Let's do 3 favorite moments because I've got one that I only know. I've seen this movie 50 times. I only noticed it this time. So yeah, I'll do that one last, but let's go through 3 favorite moments. Go. Sip, sip, sip. Also, another thing I didn't remember, the ghost judge character, was this in your cut, if you watch the director's cut, where he gets in and fucks a mummy?
Yeah, he was humping the fucking mummy from the inside. I was like, what the fuck? And then it's oh my God, he says, I like it when they stay still.
Yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay. And it's also not funny. Also, Chai McBride's character is like a black person written by a white person. He's very jive.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, favorite parts or favorite lines, whatever you dig. Also, sorry, one more thing. Danny Elfman's score is fucking excellent. It's really, really good. You'd think he would just be doing something he did for Tim Burton, but he doesn't. It's got its own plinky plonkiness. And I love it. It's a really great score.
Yeah. I feel like if somebody else would have done it, it would have been in parts it would have been more Pirates of the Caribbean than actually spooky or misty. This is the score is what I think of when I hear the word spooky. I don't know. It fits really well.
Right. I noticed that the shot where Frank turns up to the funeral there's some dogs in the background, it's fine. Turns up to the funeral and you get that beautiful sweeping shot of wherever they are in New Zealand. I don't know. It's, a beautiful coastal town. Certainly nowhere in the States. And you hear that the first part of the score. Fucking fantastic. So yeah, the dogs are getting involved in the background there. I'll cut out what I can. But what is some favorite parts of yours?
I would say the opening, the camera going through the water, the camera going from above, going through the window, going through the wall, and you see Johnny's imprint coming out of the walls, and going into the carpet. Yeah, man, I know. Yeah, that's one of the 3.
Yeah, no, it is a particularly good shot, and yeah, like we said before, it does set up the visual language of the piece. As like horrific as it is, the Frank's flashback to the massacre is excellent. It's really well done. Like where you see, it's almost from the POV of the people being killed, like under the bed, and you see them, the stalking the halls, and it's shot in slow-mo, and it's kind of got this weird echo to it. Like it's really, really well executed. Just as a scene, like, cinematically, it's really well done.
I also felt like the flashback was like you said, like very well executed, but also like most flashbacks in horror movies are sort of just like you don't know you need them. But this is something that Peter Jackson showed that I didn't know that I needed, because it gives so much character to Frank itself. Like we know that his wife is dead, and like the details of it are too horrific for him to even think about. But to actually see it, and then for him to go back and actually remember what happened, and like getting past through that trauma, it was really well executed, like overall. I would say just like the character Judge, except for like when he fucks the skeleton in the sarcophagus.
Yes, because a skeleton can't consent, everybody.
Yep. Also,
is it necrophilia of your dead too? That's a good question for the internet.
I guess so. But also,
let us know, internet.
Like, you don't know how old that person was when they died.
Well, they were in a sarcophagus, so fucking really old.
Well, no, because like if it was like a royal prince who had died, like a royal prince who would have been fucking 9, they would have still kept him in a sarcophagus.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant like how long they'd been dead.
Yeah, no, that obviously that doesn't matter because both of them are fucking dead.
I know, but still, that's true though. Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah, it could have been way worse than what they showed.
Yeah, absolutely. The scene where Frank like turns up to do the sort of fake cleansing, and it's just so Michael J. Fox. He's like, oh, this is one of the worst cases I've ever seen. He pulls out this fucking what looks like a toaster, like, and the little thing comes out of it. It's just so quirky. Oh, here's your little blue bag of a ghost, and he puts it down the garbage disposal like that's going to do anything. And it's just, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, don't worry,
it sets up the comedy really well.
Yeah, sorry, cut you off.
No, it's okay. What did you say?
He said, "Don't worry, they don't feel anything."
I'm told. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, excellent. What's your number one or a number one?
I'll get to. What was the thing that you said that you noticed for the first time?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's my number one. So.
Oh, the toaster?
No. My number one will be the next one that I'll say.
Right. Okay. I would say like the weird sequence, like when they go to the house, or when Lucy goes to the house, and she's trying to convince Patricia to come with her, and you see like the ghost like kind of making love to her, like mid-conversation, and I'm like, that's no, because no, thank you.
You do get that bit where she comes and you can see Johnny and Patricia can see Johnny, but Lucy can't. And he's like, "Come on, babe, let me do." There's sexual shit going on between them, and the killing is just full on.
Yeah,
it's a real and you see her like touching his face, and it's incredibly creepy. But like as it should be, it's well executed creepiness,
Especially like because he was fucking 30 or something when he got the chair, and she was still 15. So yeah, that's
not cool.
Yep.
Excellent. My number one is absolutely hysterical, and I had to rewind it twice. So Michael J. Fox is building this house so it doesn't have windows, and he's standing there talking to his 2 ghost friends about the night before, and he's eating a bowl of cereal, and the judge comes in, who you haven't met yet. The judge comes in shooting his guns because he's kind of senile because he's old. And Frank's scared that his friends are going to get shot. So he goes, "Get down." And as he says, "Get down," he throws the bowl of cereal over his shoulder and out the window. It was so good. It was just typical. It was such a Marty McFly. Like, it was such an extreme reaction. But just seeing this bowl of cereal, like, get punted out of the window into the distance absolutely fucking killed me. Oh, man. It's just it happens in the first few minutes. It's just spectacular. Bowl of cereal out the window. And I don't know why I've never noticed it before. And I feel like that's a Michael J. Fox as well. He goes, I'm going to pitch this out the window. And he's done it on one take. And Peter Jackson and Fran Walsh have gone, yeah, that was really good. You should do that each time. You know? Bowl of Cheerios fucking out the window. Yes. Spectacular film, everybody. The Frighteners from 1996. Peter Jackson, Fran Walsh, Michael J. Fox, can't be beat. Do check it out this spooky season. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Do we have the questions? Because I did notice that you put up some questions.
Yes, we have questions. I had
we have questions.
time
Excellent.
to put it up this time. So number one comes from Juan, the one and only.
Hey, Juan. What's happening? Of all the Juans I know, he is the best one.
He's the only one I know.
He's the one that I want. Ooh, up, ooh, up. I don't think I've done that before.
That's a new one. That's a new one.
It's a new one. Ah! Spectacular. Okay, what does he want to know?
Oh, sorry. I said sorry to my mic. What the fuck? Okay. His question is, what is a tangible thing that frightens you the most?
Broken glass. I fucking hate broken glass. When a glass breaks, my whole cool, calm, collected, zen-like persona that I normally have, maybe not when I'm manically podcasting about my podcasting partner not seeing the fucking conclusion of the Back to the Future story, but whatever. I lose my cool altogether when broken glass is around because I just fucking hate it.
I'm really good at cleaning up broken glass, man.
Well, that's no help to me here. Yeah, come around here and clean up all the broken glass that I have, and we can watch Back to the Future 3 on 4K.
Then we go straight into fucking The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Because why the fuck not?
I haven't seen that, so
I haven't seen that either. It was from a
Okay.
It was from a fucking film club, and we're not doing it this week because we were all so busy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should probably do Back to the Future 3 then, or Return of the Jedi. What's your scary?
No, I've
thing?
seen Return of the
tangible thing
Jedi.
you scared of?
And I've seen Empire.
Now.
Yeah, when I was watching them, I just those movies aren't for me, man. Like it's
Yeah, no, that's okay.
yeah. There's a lot, and I know that Carrie Fisher is like very uncomfortable in most of those scenes, and it just fucks with my head.
So yeah, what's your scary tangible thing? Frogs.
Oh man, fucking spiders. Honestly, I hate spiders with all my heart. Because like it's a very Peter Jackson thing to say, but it's on topic. I cannot stand spiders.
I remember because like it was a year ago or 2 years ago, we did the Lord of the Rings episodes and we got to Return of the King and the whole Shelob part of it. And you were like, absolutely not, no. And your whole anus closed over because you were so
man. And then that like
uptight
usually never happens. Like usually it's just like gaping, you know? Why did I do that? God damn it. It's like you put ice cream near it and it opens up. What?
Or it melts the ice cream. Oh, I knocked my mic. Spiders and assholes that melt ice cream. Okay, they're good answers. And broken glass. What's the second question?
One, this is on you. You did this. It doesn't melt the ice cream. It opens up because it wants to eat it.
Don't. Stop eating ice cream with your ass. Your mouth is for that. There's no taste buds in your ass. You can't enjoy the pecan flavors.
How do you know if you haven't tried?
How do you know I haven't tried?
That's true.
I really love chocolate-covered pretzels. I'm going to put one in my bum to see if I can taste it. That's not something that I would think. That's a weird... No one's ever said that before. That's a full-on original sentence. Enjoy it, everybody. You're welcome, the internet.
The thing with ice is I'm scared it will go somewhere else because like it melts, but then it's just water. Well,
yeah.
What the fuck am I saying, man?
That's like the least worrying thing. I'd worried about having dairy up there, or what if it's chocolate chip? You don't want chocolate chip. What if it's mint? That might sting.
Second question is from Chaz.
Hey, Chaz. What's up, buddy?
Suck, murder, or marry. It's a new horror genre, basically. So, monster, creature, slasher.
I would fuck monster because that could be like Bride of Frankenstein, the Brides of Dracula kind of situation.
Or Frankenstein.
Or Frankenstein. No. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein. Because Frankenstein is the doctor. People make that mistake a lot. And I
Frankenstein's monster, yeah. Not Dr. Frankenstein. So that, and then marry creature. I would marry the creature from the Black Lagoon because, you know, he has his own lagoon. So it's good to hang out there. And kill the slasher because they're always trying to kill me. So fuck them.
Oh, you stole my answer.
Well, there we go. That's okay. It's okay if we're synchronized.
I'd fuck the creature and marry the monster.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you could totally fuck the creature and marry Frankenstein's monster or whoever you please. That's a beautiful thing about Halloween, everybody. You can do it the way you want. Thank you so much for joining us again on the Film Addicts podcast. We do hope you enjoyed the episode, and check out Frighteners if you haven't already, and also check out Back to the Future 3. Addie, I love you. You're a crazy person, and I wouldn't change you for the world. Next week, what are we doing?
I don't know yet. I have two in my mind. No, I changed.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, it's gonna be a surprise, everyone. We'll let you know next week.
But yeah, I love you too, man. And I will watch Back to the Future 3 as soon as I can.
You're going to have to now because the barrage of internet people who are coming at you to be like, you fucking what, is going to be absolutely unstoppable. So enjoy Back to the Future 3. Thanks again, everybody. And do remember, fuck hate.
Love wins.